What's going on, everybody? This is Trudger MC, and yes, we are back with the Lego reviews. It's been a while, but I figure since I found this recently at my local Meijer, you might as well take a look at it. Today we are looking at Lego Harry Potter set number 76459, the Hagrid and Harry's Privet Drive Escape. It has 124 pieces. It is a building toy, and I found this for $20. So, yeah, we are going to be talking about that. Get some pictures up there. Not really a whole lot going on. Nice display on the front there. There's that. There's that, in case that helps anyone. On the back, there's not really, or on the side, there's not really a whole lot. On the back, we get a nice product image there. So there you go. There's that. On the other side, you get that, and then, yeah, that's about it. So, like I said, this is a $20 set, and I feel like one of the biggest draws for this set, one of them, we'll talk about Hagrid first, because, well, I think getting this guy in a $20 set is pretty cool. Considering when the Lego Harry Potter line first took off, back when it was first made, as well as when it was revitalized, Hagrid was not exactly in like the super cheap sets. So getting him in a $20 set, I think, is really cool. I like the beard piece. Looks accurate. If you take it off, he's got a very weird, clean-shaven head. I mean, it looks good, but it just looks weird of saying that this is Hagrid, considering he doesn't have all the hair and all of that. On the other side, he does have a pair of goggles there, so if you put it on, it looks kind of like that. So he's got the goggles on there. It looks good. You can also get a better idea of what the torso looks like. I like the red button-up shirt underneath, and then the brown like coat over that, and then the belt. And yeah, it looks really good. And if you're unaware of how he works, he has the short minifigure legs that just kind of plug into this massive body. And then yeah, so that's about it. So there you go. There's Hagrid. We'll look at Harry next. Very simple Harry figure, but this is based off of him toward the end of his adventure, Deathly Hallows Part 1. And technically speaking, if you have a whole bunch of these, you could pretend that's, the Battle of the Seven Potters of, like, everybody's Harry. Yeah, I mean, it's a good figure. It's just that there's not really too much going on. He does have the scar there. He's got kind of a smiling face, and on the other side, he's got kind of a more serious face there. And then he does, of course, have his wand. Then he also has a very simple but, accurate enough gray jacket with a red shirt and blue jeans. And, yeah, that's about it. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the figure. It's just kind of simple. Then you compare that to the Death Eaters. I feel like the Death Eaters are another draw because you get two of them in a $20 set. So I could see a lot of people getting multiple of these just to have a whole bunch of these guys. This one here looks really cool. It has a kind of a silverish gray wand. And then if you take off the hood, he's got kind of like this, this metallic looking mask with all these symbols on them. It definitely looks accurate. And then if you flip it around, he's got a different looking mask. So what you could do is, if you have multiple of these, you could, have the alternate heads around, and they're different Death Eaters. So I think that that's cool. And then the arms there being in dark gray, and then the rest of it being in black, I think is cool. I like the robe printing details there, how it goes down to the legs. Then you also have kind of like that torso, which has the kind of like those symbols, like, etched on there. So I think that that's really cool. This one's really cool. Then this one has less detail, but it's still cool nonetheless. This one has black arms and dark gray hands. And it doesn't have any torso, or it does have torso detail, but not any leg detail. It also has a brown wand, which is a different color than Harry's wand. As you can see here, Harry's wand is a darker color. But yeah, so he has that. And then this one has kind of like this orangish color for the mask. And then if you flip it around, got a very different looking one here with kind of like this, more of like a skull look, which would make sense given that these guys are literally called Death Eaters. So, yeah, and then just a simple little torso under there. So there you go. And then I also forgot to mention that this one has a broom, which very cool, very nice. So there's that. We got the Hagrid motorcycle here, and it looks really good. It looks accurate. I mean, it's really just a motorcycle with a sidecar, and I do like the color, how it's kind of like this really pale green. I like that. I like the build for the headlight, how it's kind of like got that like a silverish color lamp there. The blue light there, I guess, for the exhaust and whatnot. Speaking of exhaust, it's got flames in the back. And then what you can do is you can, of course, stick Hagrid on there. And then you can kind of position this a little bit, and then you can turn his hands around. And then you can also position them up so that he is grabbing onto the handlebars like so. And you kind of get the idea. You know, he can just kind of drive along on his flying motorcycle like that. And then you can, of course, take Harry and stick him into the sidecar. I mean, you know, I don't have to sit him down. You kind of get the idea there. So there's that. And then we do also have this little street build, which is nice. I really like the lamp. I think the lamp design is really cool. It's really tall, actually. And then you have a little bit of plant life down here on the street. Then you got this little fence here. And there's a superhero stand piece to where you could put the Death Eater with the broom on the thing, and it's kind of easy to knock off, but it's also kind of easy to put on. And then there you go. It looks like he's flying and chasing after Harry. And then you might have also seen the play feature here of you got some plants in this little plant pot, and then you can just knock it over like so. So there's just all this chaos going on, and then they're knocking stuff over and all that. Not really caring about the environment or showing off wizardy stuff in front of muggles. They're here for a mission to take out Harry. Just the question of which one. So there we go. We might as well talk about the instructions. Very, very simple instructions. Like, I mean, it's very simple. You might have noticed that as a trend in recent things, but page 60 is the last one. So you have 60 pages of building. Very simple instructions, so it's not really that hard to understand there. You get some other stuff that shows off with combining with other Hogwarts sets, and you get all that, and that is about it. So there we go. I feel like this is definitely worth a pickup, especially if you could get it like for $20 or less. I feel like that's a very good deal, because like I said, you know, you get Hagrid and you get 2 Death Eaters, so I think that's cool. And also you get like a little bit of a street build and a motorcycle, so I feel like it's really cool. But yeah, so that's about it. So if you enjoyed this video, you like Lego Harry Potter, you like Deathly Hallows Part 1, whatever it might be, do be sure to leave a like. You can let me know in the comments what you think. And if you want to see more content like this, you can definitely subscribe. Stay tuned for future stuff. But other than all that, I do hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that I'll see you all later. Goodbye.